Is your job search dragging on and on and on? Does it feel like your job search has the same energy as waiting for Windows to update? 85%, we're in the home stretch. In today's video, I'm going to reveal some job search strategies that you may have thought were a good idea, but they're actually wasting a lot of your job search time. I'm Kamara, Toffolo, resume writer, LinkedIn consultant, job search strategist, and LinkedIn top voice who helps established professionals dare to do work differently and land great fitting gigs. I post new job search videos every week, and my videos will equip you with some of the most valuable information to make your job search easier, because job searching shouldn't be this hard. You're probably tired of hearing me say that when it comes to our job search, we can control only what we can control. But there's actually a lot that we can control. How we spend and invest our time and energy in our job search is one of those things. And when we're controlling these things in our job search, it's not about job searching perfectly. No one's grading you on your job search skills. But when we're controlling the energy and time spent and invested in our job search, it's more so about preserving our own sanity and confidence so that we can shoot for a target job that we really want. So let's get into some of the big job search time wasters that you'll want to avoid to make sure that you stay sane. Before you get in the car, you determine your destination. Before you start cooking, you define the dish. And before you start job searching, you identify your target job. So jumping into a job search before we actually identify our target job is job search time waster number one. Why does your target job matter so much? It's because it informs everything around our job search, what we write in our resume, the stories that we tell during interviews, and so on. For more information on identifying your target job, check out this video on what to do before you write your resume. Why is jumping right into a job search such a time waster though? It's because without having first identified your target job, your resume won't be written in a way to show that you are qualified for a particular job, because we don't know what that particular job is. This brings us to our next job search time waster, and that is trying to write a resume that will appeal to many or all potential job postings. This is, in a word, impossible. You can't possibly write a resume that will show that you're qualified for every possible job, because no one is qualified for every possible job. So when you're trying to use a general or generalized resume, you're going to be prolonging your job search, because your resume won't be helpful for recruiters who are trying to determine and make sure that you are qualified for the job to which you're applying. This brings us back to the importance of identifying our target job before we do anything else in our job search. And once we know what our target job is, we can write a targeted resume to go after that target job. In order to make sure that our resume is targeted, we want to really emphasize accomplishments that demonstrate our qualifications for our target job. Also, I've mentioned the 5R framework in many videos, but let's recap. The 5R framework really helps us to write our accomplishments on our resume. So what are the 5 R's? Well, the first R is to reframe our accomplishments so that they are relevant to our target job, relate to our target job, reinforce strengths and skills required of us in our target job, and resonate with the target employer. Right now, you might be left wondering, well, what if I have multiple target jobs? The answer is actually pretty straightforward. You're going to need multiple resumes. But again, you're writing each of these different resumes towards a target job that you've identified. After applying for 289 jobs over the course of 9 months and going for 6 rounds of interviews, I'm excited to finally say that I landed a job. I read status updates and posts like this all the time. And this highlights a job search time waster number 3, which is to apply for as many jobs as possible. Job searching is not a numbers game, and applying to as many jobs as possible will lead to a decrease in the quality of your applications, as well as a decrease in your response rate, and an increase in the possibility that you're applying for jobs where you're overqualified or underqualified. And this takes us away from what is so important for a successful job search, and that is applying to a target job with a targeted resume. Applying to hundreds of jobs is crazy making and not to mention a huge waste of time. Make sure that you're applying to target jobs at employers that you can actually see yourself working for. I used to believe that sharing content on a very frequent and ongoing basis on LinkedIn was super important for job seekers. In fact, I had previously encouraged job seekers to position themselves as thought leaders so that they could get noticed for a job. I've now realized that this simply is not necessary. Being so focused on sharing content and posts on LinkedIn can quickly and easily become a big time waster. It's so easy to get stuck in the cycle of trying to figure out what you're going to post on LinkedIn today. This happens to me every week that I make a video. So what's a better use of your time on LinkedIn? I like to advocate for a get in, get out approach so you can get on with job search activities that actually move the needle on your job search. So the best use of your time on LinkedIn is showing and demonstrating that you are an active, engaged, and positive member of the LinkedIn community. This gives recruiters peace of mind that if they were to reach out to you, that they are likely to get a response. So how do you show that you're engaged and active on LinkedIn? You can do this through commenting on other people's LinkedIn posts, which is considered a high-value LinkedIn interaction. You can post your own content if you wish, although that's not totally necessary. You'll want to make sure that you're keeping all interactions positive. Recruiter bashers and complainers aren't really considered cool future coworkers. And most importantly, you'll want to make sure that your LinkedIn checks out against your resume, meaning that there aren't any glaring discrepancies between date ranges or jobs between your resume and LinkedIn or anything that will possibly raise red flags for a recruiter. So while we're still on LinkedIn, let's talk about LinkedIn messages. It's so common for recruiters to get generic messages that sound like, "I'm looking for a job, please help." What's happening is job seekers think that if they in-mail blast or email blast a bunch of recruiters, they're bound to get a reply from someone who can help. But how do you like to be reached out to by recruiters for a job that you're overqualified for?
Time thief, fire him.
That's what I thought. Recruiters want to help, but they're in a help them help you situation. You need to make it possible for them to help you. And that really starts with reaching out to the right recruiters. Without doing your homework and research on recruiters, you're going to be reaching out to a bunch of recruiters who can't help you. Make sure to watch this video about how to research and find recruiters on LinkedIn so you can have the most targeted networking strategy possible. So you had a great round of interviews. You made it to the final round and the recruiter is really hopeful that you'll get an offer. You've got this one in the bag, right? Stopping your job search at this point could be a waste of your precious time. You never know what could happen after your last interview that could lead to possibly not getting an offer. In other words, don't celebrate too early. Instead, keep your job search going. Continue applying to your target job. And do this until you get an offer and it's signed, sealed, and delivered. Time is a finite resource and you can't get it back. Make sure to try and avoid these job search time wasters so that you can preserve your sanity, preserve your time, and persevere in your job search. And here's my cue for you. Have you ever wasted your job search time with these job search time wasters? What wasted the most time? Tell me in the comments below. I make a lot of videos, but I also make free guides to help you in your job search. If you'd like my free cover letter guide and checklist or my free post-interview thank you messages guide and templates, you can download them by signing up for them. The links are in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, please do give it a like. It helps me help more people. And if you want to see more of this face in your feed, click on that face over there to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.